So thanks to um you guys have given me recommendations to go and look for Mega Man lore, and the current one that I got was from Jamcal dash X, and he was talking about go ahead and look up Reploid Revo on more lore, more backstory with Mega Man. So that's what we're going to do right now. So this video is who exactly is Mega Man. Okay. Without further ado, let's have a look at this. If you enjoy this video, please make sure to like, subscribe.
MegaMan is a super robot created in 200X by Dr. Light as part of the Robot Master series of robots. Originally, his name was Rock, built alongside his sister Roll. It should be noted, some people claim that Rock and Roll aren't brother and sister, and there is very little evidence in the Japanese version of the lore to imply that Rock and Roll are siblings. But considering that Proto Man is considered his brother in Japanese lore, it doesn't make much sense to exclude Roll from that role? Rock's purpose was to be a lab assistant to Dr. Light, making use of his copy system, which allowed him to look at and mimic any laboratory tool that Dr. Light needed him to, effectively giving him a second set of hands. However, one day the nefarious Dr. Wily stole the other 6 Robot Masters Light had developed for industrial purposes and reprogrammed them for evil, taking over key locations with them and holding the world hostage. Since the Robot Master series is brand new and was the most advanced and most powerful kind of robot the world had seen so far, there was virtually no one to stand up to Wily and the other Robot Masters. Thinking quickly, Rock volunteered to undergo a series of upgrades to turn him from a lab assistant to a battle robot. Light equipped him with a Mega Buster and modified his copy system to be able to copy the abilities of the Robot Masters if he could defeat and equip their weapon chips, seeing as each Robot Master's power might be useful in a fight if Rock could figure out which power worked best against each Robot Master. With these new powers, Rock became known as Mega Man and would go on to defeat Wily many times in the future, in a never-ending battle for justice until all destructive forces are defeated.
Specifications.
Mega Man is approximately 4 foot 4 inches tall, has blue eyes, and has the artificial intelligence age of a 10-year-old boy. Unlike his futuristic counterpart Mega Man X, Mega Man's age cannot grow older unless manually upgraded.
Okay.
For all the independence that Mega Man has as a robot, we can't ignore the fact that he is just that, a robot. But don't tell him I said that, or he might get mad at me. In short, X, or robots like X, called Reploids, have the same mental capacity and ability to grow as a human, whereas Robot Masters, like Mega Man, are bound by their programming and only have as much freedom as they are built with. It sounds a little depressing.
Well, hold on. Okay, so regular robots, like when Mega Man was first created, they stay the age that they are, but Reploids can grow. Reploids can age? Oh, wow. See? That's what I'm talking about. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Okay. Interesting.
First, until you remember everything that Mega Man has accomplished within his limits, and sometimes even going beyond them. Like most Robot Masters in the Mega Man series, including Reploids, it would seem that solar energy is the way to go. The energy is built up and stored in a central core located in his chest cavity. Mega Man comes equipped with a Mega Buster, a standard arm-mounted plasma cannon which directs energy from his core through his arm to be fired off in small bursts. Later upgrades to the Mega Buster allow him to charge up energy before releasing it in a larger blast, which would become the standard for all busters going forward.
Right.
As mentioned earlier, his copy system, now called the Variable Weapon System, can now copy the abilities and weapons of fallen Robot Masters, giving him a plethora of offensive and defensive capabilities, with the one limitation that the energy for those weapons must be replenished, as they require a different kind of energy unique to them and cannot be substituted by his own internal sources. MegaMan has also been known to be able to slide, allowing him to duck under obstacles or projectiles. Whether or not this is merely a physical feat of agility, or some special component allowing him to slide across the ground is unknown, but it should be noted that MegaMan was unable to slide until Mega Man 3. Again, whether or not he could and simply never did in Mega Man 1 and 2 due to gameplay reasons, or couldn't due to a lack of components necessary to facilitate a slide, is unknown.
Okay.
Mega Man, like all robots, must follow the laws of robotics, which are as follows. 1. A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. 2. A robot must obey orders given to it by a human being except where such orders would conflict with the first law. And 3. A robot must protect its own existence as long as such...
Okay. I am so happy he addressed this, because I had said something like this to the Ryder brothers when we were talking about robots. Thank you so much for pointing this out. Okay. Asimov's laws of robotics. Like he just said, a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm. Basically, they can't kill them. They can't hurt humans. A robot must obey orders given to it by a human, except where such orders conflict with Law 1. They have to obey their masters, basically. They have to obey their creators. 3. A robot must protect its own existence, as long as such protection does not conflict with the first and second laws.
Protection does not conflict with the first or second law.
Yeah.
Apparently, nobody gave Dr. Wily the memo on this one. These laws are not necessarily exactly the same in the Mega Man universe, but I think it's safe to assume they are similar enough that they could be used as reference. Perhaps of the utmost importance is that Mega Man's outer covering is made up of ceramic titanium, otherwise known as ceratanium, which is a staple in all robot creation, even well into the 21XX era and beyond.
Okay. So there is a specific
has the
metal
unique property of being able to flex and bend under extreme circumstances without shattering or breaking.
Really?
This unique metal is why on many Robot Master designs, they appear to have squishy joints, most notably at the ankles and wrists. This is likely to protect the internal components from getting dust.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait. So that's metal? I thought it was just a glove or whatever. That's actually metal. Wow. Cause here I thought that, the feet and the hands of Mega Man, it was like a type of like, the stuff that the rubber that they make, like a very tough rubber, but like it's bendable and you can move your joints through it. Okay, so it's not that at all. It's actually metal. Wow. All right. Like I said, I'm glad that we talking about this. I need to know this stuff.
Side, as well as protecting them from attacks by covering them in the same kind of armor seen everywhere else on the body. It would seem that in 21XX, Reploids have evolved beyond the need for joints like that, though it isn't completely unheard of, and flexible metals like ceratanium will continue to be used well into the Mega Man 0 and ZX series and beyond.
Character study. Okay.
The most important trait of Mega Man is the one that urged him to become Mega Man in the first place, his strong sense of justice. Mega Man, despite being programmed as a lab assistant, managed to see the damage caused by Wily and understood that he needed to be stopped. As shown in the laws of robotics, Law Number 1, a robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm, Mega Man felt that his inaction would allow humans to come to harm. Becoming Mega Man only bolstered Rock's sense of justice to become stronger than ever, regularly defending the weak, stopping crimes, and saving the world, all without once putting his own well-being ahead of protecting others. This is the crux of MegaMan's personality and what makes him so beloved by the world he looks after and, of course, the real-life fans of his adventures. Perhaps to his benefit, MegaMan has this unbreaking sense of justice deeply ingrained within him. Despite being a robot never intended to defend humanity, he somehow created this drive to uphold justice from within his programming and accepts it as plainly as his purpose, like any other robot master with a predetermined purpose built in mind. Drawing comparisons to X for a moment, who is the utmost perfect example of good morality in the MegaMan universe by design, X still hesitates because he has to think about what he should do and doubts whether or not his choices are the right ones. But MegaMan seems far less conflicted in his decisions and is more ready to accept them as tantamount fact than X, and will more readily charge into battle without thinking about it. But, just like a child, this occasionally leads to MegaMan later regretting or questioning himself after the fact, once his virtues are questioned, a flaw often exploited by Dr. Wily. Whether this showcases X's weaknesses and MegaMan's strengths, or showcases X's wisdom and MegaMan's immaturity, is ultimately up to you to decide. Speaking of Wily, there is one important incident I feel I must address. In Mega Man 7, after defeating Wily, he stops MegaMan momentarily by mocking him, and telling him that he is just a machine, and that he cannot harm Wily as that would break the first law of robotics. MegaMan, of course, courageously responds by saying, "I am more than a machine. Die Wily? What?" I wish words could emphasize how much I hate this scene. I just got done talking about how heroic MegaMan is. Allow me to explain. That entire exchange is not canon, for a number of reasons. Number 1, can we just soak in how out of character Die Wily is for MegaMan? I cannot, for the life of me, ever imagine MegaMan, a supposed 10-year-old boy who is supposed to be the epitome of innocence and goodness, literally telling an old man to go die out of...
Well, okay. Here's what I gotta say about this. Given the fact that MegaMan at that point, he's 10 years old, as you just said, he's an adolescent. So adolescents, even though they are at times innocent, they tend to have these tendencies where they say things out of character, which, quite frankly, it makes a lot of sense. A MegaMan at that point, he is a child. He's going to do immature things without thinking it. Like in the same breath, this man just said that this MegaMan would go into certain situations without thinking ahead at first and just blindly just doing what he felt was right. So in this case, in my viewpoint, it's no different, because he's, like I said, he's still a child. He's an adolescent. Children tend to say stuff like this, whereas X, as you just pointed out, X is a Reploid, so he's able to mature. He matured and realized that your actions do have consequences. And he hesitates because he doesn't want to make the same mistakes that he made before he was a Reploid. Which I want to guess he still has the memories before he was a Reploid, before he got upgraded into a Reploid. So with that being said, I think it's more of like a live and learn type of situation, for real. Even though it's not canon, I'm just saying. I can see how it would tie into X, and I can see how MegaMan would just come out and say this in a time of like rage, because at that point Wily was doing Wily kept trying to take over the world. He kept trying to destroy everything. He kept trying to take over the universe and create these robots. And at some point, even as a kid, you get tired. You get. And I'm sure at that point, Wily, what Wily said kind of got under Mega Man's skin, Rock's skin, and he just came out and said, "I am more than machine. Die, motherfucker." You know, he didn't say it like that, but I can understand. I can understand. Plus, if in that scene, I think he didn't do that. I think he just faked him out. So, either way, yeah.
Anger. Nothing in Mega Man's character has ever suggested that he felt this way before. I can understand frustration at having to do this up to at least 7 times at this point, but never die Wily. I guess the number 7 just...
Oh, yeah, see, like you just said, 7 times. So, I don't think it's really taking out of Rock's Mega Man's character as opposed to X, where he's more wise. He's more he's thinking. He's using his brain. He's using his brain, in a sense. You know, I'm just saying I can understand, basically.
Lucky in the Mega Man series. I'm looking at you, Mega Man X. Number 2. That line of dialogue? Yeah, it doesn't even exist in the Japanese version of the game.
Oh, well,
Not
shit.
Even close. In that scene, Wily does mock Mega Man by telling him he is just a robot, and that he cannot harm him. And Mega Man does charge up his Buster to try and scare Wily, as if to prove him wrong. But in the end, Mega Man can't harm Wily. And then a piece of debris falls on top of Wily, interrupting their exchange anyway. This scene is meant to make us, the viewer, wonder if Mega Man could really do it. Or, at the very least, make Mega Man realize that he actually can't. His whole motivation to stop Wily is derived from the first law of robotics. Hurting Wily would then break that law. So, which does he choose? And finally, my third point, I just really hate Die Wily. I don't actually have a third point here, I just really hate that line of dialogue because it's just so forced and edgy. And I don't even mean forced in a figurative sense. I mean, in the original script for the game, Mega Man isn't supposed to say anything. It's just supposed to be a series of dots to show that Mega Man is thinking about what Wily said.
Wow.
But in the English releases of the game, they randomly added Die Wily.
Well, I don't understand why they did that. If that's the case, Capcom, I don't understand how. I don't get it. If he wasn't even supposed to say, see, that's another thing. If he wasn't supposed to say anything, right? Why make him say something? I don't know.
Somebody find me the guy responsible for that so I can go give him a piece of my mind.
Dang, that's some good art.
Nothing ruins a great children's game character more than a bunch of out-of-place edginess.
Oh, no. Come on. Come on. Come on. I love Shadow. Don't do this. I love Shadow. I wasn't even bothered by it being edgy. Oh, Lord. Sonic Forces? Oh, come on. That wasn't... Come on. Okay, well, for Sonic 06, I can understand that. I can understand. No one likes Sonic 06. And the ones that do have an issue.
About that.
Anyway.
This piece of trivia is a little dubious in its factual origins, so please take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
A popular theory is that Mega Man was once meant to be an Astro Boy game, but the rights fell through and Capcom was left with a mostly completed game, but no hero.
What?
Keiji Inafune was apparently quoted as saying, I wanted to make something better than Astro Boy. And thus, the Mega Man series was born. However,
So let me hold on. So let me get this straight. Mega Man is literally Astro Boy 2.0. That's fire. I mean, well, look, we already know that Astro Boy had an influence on Mega Man. So did Kamen Rider, but wow. Okay.
there are conflicting accounts, as series co-creator Akira Kitamura states Mega Man was merely inspired by Astro Boy and several other series. Make of that what you will. In development, Mega Man went under numerous names to reflect his powers. From the outset, Mega Man was planned to change his physical shape and sprite when he equipped different powers, something that has only recently come to see reality.
Oh,
when this proved
true.
too difficult to do on the NES, his color would instead be the only thing to change, allowing for such great names as Rainbow Kid, Knuckle Kid, and some more. I wonder where the series would be if Rainbow Kid was the name they actually settled on.
Wow.
Rainbow Kid X, Rainbow Kid Zero, Rainbow Kid Legends? I very much prefer our beloved Rockman, and of course, Mega Man for us English speakers. Speaking of rock, you'll know this fact unless you've been living under one. The name Rockman was meant to be a reference to rock and roll music, of which Inafune was a big fan. Get it? Rock and roll? Come on now. Mega Man has starred in a number of cartoons over the years, most famously the one produced by Ruby Spears, now known most commonly as Ruby Spears Mega Man. But did you also know there was a whole series of Mega Man animations made before Ruby Spears that acted as the show's pilot? Before we got all the bulky, muscular, so corny it's good TV series, Mega Man Appearance in Japan and its sequels was an original video animation series created in a traditional anime art style.
I need to see it. I need to watch it. I have never watched it.
Of the Mega Man games at the time. The plot features Mega Man accidentally being blasted out of his own game and appearing in the real world with Dr. Wily to follow.
What?
Strangely, the 3-episode series was an educational series about Japan, with Mega Man living with a Japanese family as a little boy and his sister teach Mega Man Japanese customs and culture, while he simultaneously thwarts various plots Wily has concocted. You might be wondering right now why Mega Man needs to learn about Japanese culture, being from Japan and all, except that he isn't. If you go to the Mega Man 8 stage selection and select Dr. Light's lab, the globe will rotate to show you that it's located in America. How about that? Getting back to the OVA, oddly, the first episode in the Japanese language version, they refer to all of the characters by their English names instead of Rockman, Blues, etc., but then switches back to the proper localized versions in episode 2 and onward. It's kind of strange hearing a Japanese dub call him Mega Man instead of Rokuman. The final episode, however, contains a lot less educational elements and seems to be more of an action episode, but does still have some interesting facts about Japan. But just because the art style changed before Ruby Spears took over, it doesn't mean that there weren't a few carryovers. Scott McNeil, who voices Dr. Wily in the Ruby Spears Mega Man cartoon, first voiced Wily in the English dub of this OVA series.
Oh, nice.
Although with a much lighter tone and far less German accent. He even recently reprised his role in Capcom's shortly-lived Puzzle Fighter mobile game, doing what appears to be the Wily voice he used in the OVA series and not Ruby Spears. Also, one particular scene in the OVA of Mega Man converting his arm into a Mega Buster and then aiming it was copied directly into Ruby Spears and used frequently throughout the show.
Nice.
By now you're probably wondering, why did we get this show instead of Ruby Spears? Well, rumor has it that this style of show was passed up because anime isn't popular in America, and it would be too different for a North American audience.
Yet fast forward to a few some odd years later, anime is literally the one of the most popular things in America. One of the most ongoing popular things that Americans are watching right now, which is, oh my god, the irony. The irony.
Instead, they opted for a more traditional, Americanized style of cartoon. Keiji Inafune even offered some ideas for what an American Mega Man might look like, and some design elements of these sketches did seem to make it into the show. If only they had waited just a little bit longer, Ruby Spears' Mega Man made its debut in 1994. Dragon Ball Z first aired in America in 1996, kicking off the anime wildfire that has yet to cool down and
basically
going away
yeah
anytime soon.
Yeah.
Imagine if we could attribute Mega Man to that initial kickstart of anime in the West. This last one is more of a shout out. Do you like Mega Man? Of course you do, you're watching this video.
Yeah.
Do you like music? Of course you do, who doesn't? Then you should check out The Megas, my all-time favorite band. They've managed to put stories and emotions to the Mega Man franchise in a way that not only stays faithful to the source material,
really,
but also captures the essence of some characters and gives new meaning to others. You're doing yourself a disservice if you don't listen to history repeating Blue and Red at least one time.
Okay. Wow.
That's about all I have for you this time. I hope you'll continue to join me in my never-ending battle for trivia and lore. If you liked this video, consider checking out my Time Skimmer series as well, which connects the dots between each game in the series, such as how the classic series transitioned into the darker X series. If that sort of thing gets you excited, then you'll not want to miss Time Skimmer.
Okay.
Until next time, fight Mega Man for everlasting peace.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Reploid. Wow. See, I'm glad that we had looked that up and, you know, we could talk about this because there were things that I did not know about that I kind of forgot about, and things that I needed to refresh my memory on. So that's why that's the whole reason why we're doing this, y'all. So in the future, let me know what videos you recommend going forward with Mega Man. I know the next one is going to be y'all going to be recommending me the comics, which is going to be a fun thing for me and the Ryder brothers. But with that being said, I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this video. I will see y'all again next time. I'm out. Peace.
Fighting robot, MegaMan. Super fighting robot, MegaMan. Super fighting robot.